Good afternoon, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I do hope you're all having a wonderful Thursday. We've had a somewhat quiet week in weather. As I told you all on Monday, I've been doing some updates from my podcast studio at home. You all know my husband was kind enough to build me one at home, so I use that often. If I am with my dog. So you guys know I'm always with my dog, which by the way, today is National Hug Your Dog Day. As if you really need any reason to hug your dog. Like there's just no reason for that. I'm going to make a couple of quick text messages for a lot of people that are actually going to be joining us. I'm really excited about that. Want to make sure that everybody is prepared for this upcoming weekend because we do have quite a unique weather pattern going on. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So, uh, we're going to go through, actually, we're going to start with our 3 hour sat rad loop. I've paused this quickly. I'm going to go ahead and start looping it one more time. And I'm going to go back 3 hours. This is going to be an interesting loop here. I've only set it up with our weather alerts, as you can see here, right? And the storm reports along with our storm tracks. That's kind of our favorite because we need to know what's happening quickly. But I do have to get to radar because we are seeing some active weather. And so I just want to make sure that you all are all prepared, especially because we're seeing some rotating cells, severe thunderstorm warnings, which means I'm going to pull back and take the storm reports off for the past couple of hours. I'm actually going to remove these here. Do you see these dots? I always leave these on for you guys. That's the magnitude 1 or greater earthquake report for the past 24 hours. Aw, thank you, Dave. So Dave Velez is one of our verified weather watchers, and he's just always so helpful. So thank you so much. I'm really excited to have him on our team, along with we've got Joey Malibu, who is back in Malibu. He's really excited because one of the things Weather Co-op does with our verified weather watchers is we grant them access to certain places, and he was really excited to be back on the beach in Malibu. So yay! Shout out to Joey Malibu. All right, so we popped on our radar. So as I told you, we're going to do this piecemeal. I've got to start off by showing you what's going on with the wind pattern, what is the situation as far as our weather alerts are concerned, and then of course tracking these storms. I do think some of these are going to go really, really strong, and we're going to have to watch these very closely. Don't love this mainly because if I were going to go into the mid levels of the atmosphere, let's go middle, okay? So look at the wind profile. I'm going to go to 500 millibars, okay? So now we're talking about the middle of the atmosphere. Look what happens here, okay? So this is going to be the area of interest for the next couple of hours. I'm going to go through these. Whoa, it looks like, is that a tornado warning? I might have to just pause on that quickly. Yeah, there's one. Tornado warning has been issued by the National Weather Service. Let's pop this guy up right there. Hang on, let me move radar. Let's get this up one more time. There it is. It looks like a tornado watch and a tornado warning has been issued by the National Weather Service. All right, let's tell you what this means for you. Okay, let's get this off. Precip rate is over a quarter of an inch of rainfall per hour, which that always concerns me because we definitely could get some localized flooding. But I want to show you here, got to take radar off, and I got to just focus on what's happening with this tornado warning that has been issued by the National Weather Service. I'm going to zoom in. This is an interesting set. Right off the bat, I was going to show you guys what's happening from west to east. That's not going to happen right now. I've got to get to that a little bit later. We also have a guest that's going to be joining us. I might have to hold her off as well. Let me take our properties here. Now, you know at Weather Co-op, where weather meets community, what I've done was I have built a proprietary algorithm that allows me to see certain values. And then, of course, we pair it up with what our CTO did, and we give you some serious information in real time. Okay, so we stream 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365. Technically, astronomically, if you've ever taken astronomy course, you know that those hours are kind of off, right? Tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service, issued until 4:45 p.m. local time for southeastern Gibson County. At 4:03 p.m., I would gather it would look like severe thunderstorm capable of producing tornado was located near Princeton, moving southeast at 20 miles per hour. So now we have a tornado warning cell. It's going to be this guy right here. Let's zoom in and then let's show you what's happening. I'm going to go a little bit closer. Okay. Let's go into, hold on one second. Let's go in a little bit closer. All right. We've got to see. We have severe thunderstorm watch, which we know that's the case, right? Like, as I've told you guys, these yellows would indicate that we have our severe thunderstorm watch. That's not what I'm concerned about right now. Let me zoom in a little bit closer, you guys. I've got to get here. We're having a lot of interesting weather moving in along the Ohio Valley, central southern Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley, Tennessee Valley, up and along the southern Appalachians as well. So this is what we're looking at right here. This is the situation. I will get our radar over it. But right now, this is a tornado warning cell right here in real time for you at Weather Co-op. It is currently 2:09 p.m., right? So 2:09, 3:09, 4:09 in real time. But this is going to be in effect until 4:03. At 4:03, it was spotted until 4:45 p.m. And I'm going to add a couple of products on there. We're going to probably pull up a sweeping radar. But first, let me just add our radar. There it is. Can you see what's happening here? As we look at the green versus the red. So what we're looking for is the formation of a couplet. Anything that would indicate like, hey, this could actually go tornadic apart from a funnel cloud. And I'm going to remove this quickly and let's zoom in a little bit more. Really high precip rate. Let me stop that right there. What is that? Whoa, over 5.5 inches of rainfall per hour. That's the rainfall rate, 5.63. So over 5.5 inches. So this is a serious situation. Let's zoom in into the city, okay? I quickly got to pull this off and we got to zoom in a little bit closer. We got to get some names for you guys, okay? We got to get some names. Looks like tornado warning has expired. Wonderful information here. So while it was in effect until 4:45, it may repopulate. As of right now, it's been taken down. So now, guys, let's just take a look at everything that we have here in and along the Ohio Valley. Serious situation. Now we're in Patoka. Okay, so let's just make sure we're aware of who is getting what and why. Okay, looks like, I may have just hit something that we didn't need here. We totally didn't need this right now. I pulled up temperatures. Okay, we're gonna go back one. That's what I did. Can you guys see that right there? See what I did? I just went off and I went off into my merry world of trying to get all your weather all at once. Of course, that's what I do. So that tornado warn cell has now been discontinued. They spotted at 4:03. Now, what was interesting about that one was that it didn't say radar indicated. So who would have seen that storm cell? Why wouldn't they have said radar indicated, right? So that's one of those things that when I'm being really meticulous about my weather forecast and I'm parsing every single word that comes in, I'm going to wonder why that didn't say radar indicated, okay? So that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind as we are continuing to move through this forecast. Let me remove satellite. We don't need it right now. Clearly, we have a lot of rain in the forecast, which, needless to say, that means we do have clouds. Okay, this is the problem here. I'm concerned about the rainfall rate. It was over 5.5 inches, like 5 3/4 of, so 2 3/4 of an inch. All right, but let me stop this right now. Come on. All right, this is in real time for you right now. Severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, we know that. Let's pull this off and let's get you your rainfall rates, okay? This is really the problem. Over just under 12 inches of rain per hour. So this is your 11.57 inches per hour. I mean, I'm just reading it exactly as we're getting it here. So almost 12 inches of rainfall. This is a very scary situation. I'm looking for my hydrology reports here. I'm quickly going to remove my radar reports. Interesting that they don't have anything for flooding. I'm assuming that it may be layered under. Okay, here we go. Severe thunderstorm warning continues to move eastward. This is going to be the case all day long. So something I want you all to be prepared for and aware of is as the day progresses, you're going to see like an eastward trajectory and projection of the forecast as we continue throughout the next couple of hours, because that is the setup right now. Severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service. Let me pop that radar on. Once again, I do not like these numbers here. Okay, we have almost 5 3/4 of an inch per hour. Okay, here it was over just about 12 inches. So now let's just zoom in here and go a little bit quicker, and let's see if we can pull up some of the cities. Okay, so now we had, let's remove this. Let's undo this really quickly, and we're going to go back to Patoka. And I'm going to try to not move this too much, okay? And I want to see what cities we're looking at here, okay? All right, let's see, Patoka, Indiana. Let's go right in. It looks like sometimes if they're not necessarily in a densely populated area, those might not take precedence. In this case, for us, it does here at Weather Co-op. So hang on one second. Let me go a little bit wider. Okay. So here we are. Oh, wow. This is really populating quickly. Okay. Wow. Okay. So now we're moving towards Bainbridge, which is a pretty populated city. Population, well, not that populated. Population is, let's see, about 1,000. But I mean, hey, at this point, we got to make sure we can keep everybody safe. So, not sure I was intimating that it was a populated city at all. Let's get this off quickly and undo this. We're seeing rainfall rates that are a little less impressive, I'd say, farther south. But as we move towards Patoka, Torrance, Bainbridge, let's see who else we have here in Oakland City. So there you go. Now we're seeing who exactly is getting that heavier rainfall rate that we are concerned about. This one here, though, I got to get in. I got to see Oatsville. Oatsville, Indiana, you guys are seeing a rainfall rate. So this is a strong cell, which was the cell that was just that had just had a tornado warned alert on it, and it was discontinued. But I can see why. So these numbers are now lower. We were pushing 12 inches per hour. That was the rainfall rate, and now we're at a little bit less. This is the area we saw earlier that had just about 12 inches per hour. I'm going to go onto my map over here and see what's just southwest of Oatsville. Okay. All righty. So let's see. What do we have there? We're in that area where the Gentle Shepherd Church of God, the Richardson Cemetery. Okay, we're in Long County Road 700 West. That's the area. I could actually drop our routes on this, but right now I don't want to. I just want to focus on the location of this particular heavy rainfall rate here that we're seeing. So now we're seeing just about 12 inches of rain per hour. So, okay, this looks like a severe thunderstorm. Okay, in Gibson, a flood. See, the flood warning has been issued to the west of Oatsville. Okay, so the Patoka Refugee Iron Bridge. So it looks like this area here, H&F Unlimited RV Park. This is a little bit concerning. As I mentioned, that was a cemetery. Barn Cemetery as well. Big Creek. That's the creek that runs through there. This is County Road 700 West and South County Road 625 West. Okay, it's in this area. The Oatsville Station public access site. The Patoka River runs through this. I'm trying to give you a little bit of an idea there. Okay, and now notice how these numbers have decreased. We were in that purple, and now we're seeing lower numbers as far as the concern goes. But we're still seeing higher values here. So this is also in that Oakland City area, just east of Oak Hill, also northeast of Somerville, Indiana. Let's go wider here. Let's pull our storms back up. Let's quickly remove our radar. We saw that there were flood warnings to the east, to the west of Oatsville, and then to the east, we're seeing a progression of that severe thunderstorm warning just populating in real time. Okay, so now as you see, it's populating as we go forward in time, but also as we move eastward across this across the contiguous U.S. CONUS, where we are in the United States. Okay, but as you see here, this guy right here, this storm cell impact range, probably between a 2.5 and a 5. I'm not seeing anything terribly strong, no rotation right now, but it's one that we certainly have to keep an eye out for, okay? That's always something we've got to make sure of. And remember, guys, that we have this populating at CDT, all right? Not PDT. We're not on Mountain Time. We're not on Pacific. We're not on Eastern Time, okay? So we're always going to populate this to a CDT situation. I'm also going to put this into motion, then go out. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue in along the Ohio Valley. We're also getting more of a severe thunderstorm warned area expanding in and across Tennessee. So you guys remember, unfortunately, what happened in Kentucky. So now we're seeing a super major concern that's happening for people that are east of pretty much the Mississippi. Okay. We're going to continue to see more of this expand. So this area here in the pink, most of you know, and if you don't, let's just go over that for you. Severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued by the National Weather Service. Okay. So now we're starting to see the flood warnings populate. Do you see this green here? I was a little miffed that I hadn't seen that sooner. Okay. These dots here, this is, I'm removing that, but that would be any earthquakes that were reported by a seismograph over the past 24 hours, magnitude 1 or greater. Let's remove that. That's not, unless it's something like a 4.0. I'm not going to go through that right now. It's just not. Okay. Here we go. Let's move our data in. Now we're starting to see, so in this area, for example, okay, as we move through Tennessee, Paducah, look at you guys are in a thunderstorm watch area, severe thunderstorm watch area. This flooded area here, see that flood alert? That might go into Kentucky, so let's just stay where we are right here. Several opportunities for severe thunderstorm warnings here, and let's go through this. I'm also going to stop this, and I'm going to leave it now because I want to see, ooh, okay, these storm cells mean business, guys. Wow. Alicia Ray. Hi, darling. Alicia Ray, she's one of my favorite meteorologists in all the nation. Yes, you guys are getting a lot of rain. I want to, you know what? If you want to hop on, I would love to have you on. I can definitely send you a link. What I'll do is I'm actually going to send you one right now. And if you want to just hop on, you always can, because I mean, I love Alicia Ray. If you guys don't know who she is, please be sure to follow her. She is absolutely one of the most amazing people ever. I'm going to drop that in for you, Alicia Ray. If you want to join us, you can. Actually, what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can send myself a couple of things. Let's see. Yeah, Alicia, like this is some serious stuff going on right now. Also, want to let you guys know Alicia Ray is into more of an environmental and sustainable weather outlook. I love her reports. I love her stories because it gives you a reason why. And, you know, when we're helping each other out as a community here, it is not about any situation like, oh, it's anybody's fault. It's why. Whoa, this is lit up like a Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. I'd say Christmas morning, but Christmas Eve is probably more important to the kids, right? Okay, so now these are some really strong storm cells, not seeing any rotation. Okay, so that's fine. So Doppler indicated rotation not in the mix. It doesn't mean I'm not going to keep an eye out for that. I also have it stopped to now. Let me just go last hour and let's go ahead and put this into motion. We've got Alicia, who is in North Carolina right now. I'm going to drop her an invite, and if she wants to join me, she absolutely can, and I will let her in. Let's see if I can get that in there. Might be able to. Let's see. Might have to send it this way. Guys, I love going OTT. I love going over the top. I love that we don't have to go legacy anymore when it comes to distributing weather information. It's super important to me simply because oftentimes I'm just moving at such a fast pace. It's just, I got to go. So I'm sending myself, which I will be sending to Alicia as well, a wonderful link to what I'm doing right now. And if she wants to join me as one of my favorite meteorologists, who has a very accurate record. Her track record, guys, is serious. She's pretty dang good. I mean, I've seen her work and I've followed her work. And one of the things you guys don't know, I'm a little obsessed with weather, just a little obsessed with weather. So I'll be stalking you if you have a forecast out there and your forecast is right or wrong, especially if your forecast is wrong. I'll be stalking you. You know what I mean? I'll know, and and then I'll just know who to trust and not to trust, especially because we need to make sure that we are keeping you guys safe. Okay, so I'm sending this to you, girly. If you want to hop on, we love you. I love you. Hop on. Okay, let me give you. I've got Alicia has let's see, she's got a couple of different handles, but we're gonna get right back to this quickly and see if she wants to help us. Here she is, my girl Alicia Ray. If she wants to hop on, do so. All right. So, guys, I'm headed back to these warned cells. So, in this case, we have severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued by the National Weather Service. I'm going to quickly remove those and let's just talk about what these are. Rotation. We're getting rotation. All right. Now I've got to stop. This is the guy right here, this area. Severe thunderstorm warning. Let's zoom on in a little bit closer. And I got to get this off of there. Okay. This is the guy we're looking at right now. Let's get our radar going right here. Okay. So what opportunities do we have here for a tornado? This is the one that I don't like. Here we go. Come on. Okay, local storm reports. Okay, so this is possible situation right here in real time. Let me pop this up here. Any potential reports that we're seeing over the past hour. This one is the one that's a little bit alarming right now. Okay, over the last hour, this storm cell is the one I'm tracking for you in real time. Okay, so keep that in mind as I continue to give you updates. All right, what city is that? We're zooming in. Remember, we're in Tennessee, so close to Oak Ridge. We're continuing a little bit closer. Coalfield, Tennessee. That is where we are right now with the concern for some rotation. This is Doppler indicated. I don't think this will become go tornadic, but we have a severe thunderstorm warning issued by the National Weather Service. This is a very, very active area. We have Central Ohio Valley, Southern Ohio Valley, Ohio Valley in general, Mississippi Valley, along with the Tennessee Valley, into the Southern Appalachians, moving eastward. Look what's happening here. We're getting these storm cells starting to cross over. Whoa, these are moving quite fast. So I've got to track these very quickly for you. We have some major concerns for possible severe thunderstorm damage, right? This is the problem here for us. So we might think, oh, it's no big deal for us here, but we are certainly concerned, and we're going to keep an eye out for that as we continue to move along. All right, guys. So here we've got Charlotte getting dumped on right now, and this may be where our meteorologist Alicia Ray is located. As you guys, I mentioned to you, if you don't follow her, please do so. She's fantastic. But this is rotation is done. As I told you, not every thunderstorm is going to be something that we're going to have to just like assume it could go tornadic, but there's a lot of energy here. These are severe thunderstorm warnings that are in effect right now. I gather we're going to have, if anything, more flooding and more hail reports, like larger hail, more of it, very steady. So I want you all to just be aware of that right now, because this is a big concern for the Tennessee Valley as we zoom out a little bit more. I'm going into the Kentucky. Kentucky, you guys had that horrible, horrible situation. Wow, these are some really major rainfall rates. Okay, so now we are headed back to Kentucky. We got to get to Kentucky. We are moved through Missouri because Missouri, you guys were having your own situations. Like this is just a big outbreak for this afternoon and to the evening hours. We have some issues for Indiana. That's another concern. But these rainfall rates right now is what we are tracking for you right now in real time. Let's look at this. So just over half an inch of rainfall per hour. That's our rainfall rate there. Let's zoom in a little bit more and let's take a look at this little storm cell right here. He's not little because you can tell. As I said, he's not little. Look what happens. We start to get the expansion of the severe thunderstorm warning. No, he's not little, right? So look at the updraft here, guys. I'm going to zoom in very closely. This guy I don't like. He's moving through Masonville. I don't like him because he's pretty potent. He's got a really strong updraft, and so that's a guy that we're going to track for the next couple of storm cell that we're going to track the next couple of minutes very closely for you. Look at the size of the hail. This is probably Titan impact range about 5.5. We are seeing some heavy rainfall in that location. So Masonville, please be advised. Just north of Pleasant Ridge, please be advised. Let's see what other cities we can get. There's one. Habit. You're right under the storm. Literally, if I were to tilt this just a bit, let's see if I can do that just quickly without interrupting you too much. Give you guys a property. Let me move a property. Let me give you a property here. Let's see. Let's tilt this. All right, let's give it a little bit of a lean, a little tilt here, right? To show you, because Habit, you are underneath this storm. Look at this. I don't know how much closer I can get this for you besides being there tracking and giving you guys an update in Habit. Not the case right now. Sorry, I am not in Kentucky. I hope to be soon enough to be tracking, as you guys know. But when you are the founder, you got to be in a lot of places. You know, they talk about this, you know, AI, Chat GPT, and you know that's going to be part of our app. Blah blah blah. But like in real life, you know, can we hologram like one of our favorite storm chasers? Because honestly, which by the way, Michio Kaku, if you haven't read Science of the Impossible, I think that's like one of my favorite books. But I think it's called Science of the one of my favorite books of his. Not one of my favorite books, but one of my favorite books of his. He talks about like the hologram situation, and I'm like, when we can give us, listen, AI of anybody chatting right now is fine. But when I can get a storm chaser AI in the field, then you're talking. Then I will be. Then you call Erica. Okay. In the meantime, I'm like, oh, keep going. All right. You mean cheating? Not doing your own work? Come on. Stop it. Stop it. We are watching this storm cell right here continuing to move eastward. He's strong under severe thunderstorm warning. Do I think he could go tornadic? Not necessarily. I'm not seeing that signature just yet. But hey, we don't want to, you know, underestimate this guy right now. Indiana, you guys have some concerns as well. And so we are going back into right around Masonville, right around that area in Kentucky. Heavy rainfall totals, heavy rainfall rates. This is a big concern. And you're seeing the expansion of the severe thunderstorm warned areas continuing to move eastward. Oh, yeah, into North Carolina. Alicia Ray, you just told us that we have a lot of rain in North Carolina where you are right now. That's exactly what we're seeing. Storm cells continuing. Look at this. They're marching and they're marching and they're continuing to move eastward. I bet you if we hang tight, we're going to see the continuation and the expansion. See this area in the mustard? Do you see my little handy? Let's see. Can you get my blue hand there? There it is. Blue hand. Where's my blue hand? Where's my blue hand? Where's my little helper? There's my blue hand. Okay. See this? This is all going to continue to move. Let me see if I can get a. It'll continue to move and migrate and expand. Okay. So now let's just go to. Okay, let's just, for example, let's pick a city that's a little bit closer or a little bit just directly east of this storm cell. Okay, Valleytown. All right, we're going to pick Valleytown. Okay, so Valleytown, you are not yet. Okay, this is a really great experiment for all of you guys at home, okay? Valleytown, you're only in a severe thunder. Not only, I mean, let me correct that. I say that with a dismissal of sorts, but it's not. Severe thunderstorm watch. That, of course, the concern is going to be, could we go into severe thunderstorm warned area? Could we go into a tornado watch or tornado warned concern or alert? That's what we're watching for you. So that's why I'm just kind of giving you the setup. So Valleytown right now, you are in a severe thunderstorm watch area here. And then we were tracking one storm cell, which fizzled out. See, that guy just fizzled out. Not even a problem there. So now we're going to go into one that's cutting across Athens right now in real time. Do you see this? Wow. Athens, Tennessee. Look at this. This guy's dumping a lot of hail. Somebody, I hope you guys have insurance, or I hope you guys have your cars inside, because if you're driving, you are going to have a big problem. Let's see what roads we are going to be concerned with. Athens, Tennessee. Let's give us some roads. I just don't want to I don't want to move off of too many of these items on this. I could add roads right now. Not worth it. Okay. So we're cutting across. Okay. So what areas are we concerned about? Let's go a little farther out. Athens. Okay. I just saw it. Okay. For the love of humanity, I just saw you. Okay. Riceville. Okay. You are starting to see that storm cell just moving along, right? Let's go a little bit closer. I need to get this city here. I'll get a bit closer here. Okay, Suburban Hills. There we go. I love the name. Suburban Hills. Tennessee. Boom. Here we go. So we have Kingston Pike. We have to be concerned about Route 40, Walbrook Drive. It looks like Route 11, that's Kingston Pike. We have Route 40. Let's see, what street was this again? Bridgewater Road. Let's just try and find out what else we have up and along this area here. It's a super densely populated area with lots of shopping, okay? There's a lot here. We've got a Home Federal Bank. We've got a Lowe's Home Improvement. We've got a Town and Country Commons. I guess that's what it's called, that area. We've got a Cracker Barrel, Old Country Store, one of my mom's favorite places. I kid you not. Kroger Marketplace, the Home Depot, Culver's. It's really cute when you go in there. You can I always buy like crystals when I go in there. Drury Inn and okay, let's see. Academy Sports, Cedar Springs Harbor Freight. All right, so there we go. That's like what's in that area right now. I gotta keep on moving along with these storm tracking here because I just can't spend my time on just this one cell if I'm not seeing that's going tornadic or if I don't see any rotation. But whoa, look at how beautiful this is. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm going a little bit wider here to give you some better perspective of how amazing the entire setup is atmospherically and why meteorology is just so oh, whoa. Yes, I see. Do I see her? Yes, darling. Please turn your. Oh my gosh, I want you on. I just sent you the link, Alicia Ray. I got you on here. Would love to have you on. I'm not. Yes, I see. Oh, okay. There you are. Woo.
Hello, everyone. It's Alicia. Hi, Erica. Oh my
God. You guys, I've got one of my favorite meteorologists in all of the nation.
I just love you so much.
Right now, can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me? Just say yeah if you can.
I can hear.
Okay, I can't hear you. I'm looking for one of my earpieces. Oh my gosh. But you know what? While I'm looking for my earpiece, just tell us about what's happening in your neck of the woods. Yes. You guys, this is one of my favorite meteorologists at Alicia Ray. She is telling us, boy, it's raining cat and dogs. All right, I'm going to look for my earpiece real quick. Tell us what's going on here.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia. And Erica, I just love her so much. I mean, she's the best. That is like my sister, my meteorology sister here. And you guys, the reason why I wanted to go ahead and come in right now, and it's usually really hard to get in contact with me. Erica and I are always, talking back and forth. But today is
I'm still looking for my
That's
earpiece,
okay.
girl.
That's okay. Take your time. But I'll help you out. I love you. We've been just, oh my gosh, just with each other for years. And Erica, it's Alicia. I know everybody always says Alicia, but it's Alicia. I've tried to tell people that. It's okay. Erica, I love you though.
I'm muting myself. You keep going, girl. I got you. Keep going. Keep going.
Right now, guys, I want you guys to really, I don't know if you can see it, but the reason why I wanted to come in on this live is because it's raining pretty hard and heavy in Charlotte, North Carolina. So today I'm actually in Charlotte. I'm usually in Atlanta, Georgia, but this system has really brought a lot of rain. So I want you guys to see it. Hold on. Let me see if I can actually, I don't know if I can flip the camera. But if I can flip it, I'm going to do so. So I think the back camera, this is the front camera. Let me see something. There you go. So I don't know if you guys can see that. So now it's starting to slack up just a little bit. But oftentimes, because of the terrain, and I just want to tell you guys this and really explain this. In Charlotte, if they're raining pretty heavy, it's really not that good because they get a lot of runoff. And it's a lot of flooding, which is why I'm actually in the car right now because it is still a little bit hilly around here, depending upon where you are. Now it looks flat. And even if you're living in Charlotte, you may think it's a little flat, but we get so much runoff. And I say we because Charlotte is my home. Atlanta is like my second home. So I wanted to show everybody that because it's a lot.
Alicia, this is wild.
Yeah, and it really is a lot.
Alicia, I still don't have my earpiece in. I suppose this might. Let's see if this could do it. I have so many pieces, and I'm in the studio by myself.
Oh no problem. I was actually
gonna make this work some way.
I was having lunch with a friend,
and I think this might be it.
Okay, sure.
This might be it. If this is it, we're gonna be super solid.
No problem. I was having lunch with a friend, so you're good.
Yeah, that's some heavy rainfall. I mean, I was looking at some crazy rainfall rates. just a minute
Mhm.
ago, and it was pretty wild. So hang on a
Oh
second.
yeah, and then
Let
we
me
can
just
talk about
I
that
might need
too.
it. I might have found my earpiece that I needed. Hang on one second.
Okay, no problem.
Somebody organized in here, and I don't know when they organize things.
No, you're good.
You lose stuff.
You're
I'm like,
good.
don't organize.
And
stuff.
especially with these
Okay, this
thunderstorms.
might be it right now. Hang on one second.
Yeah, take your time.
Okay. Talk
And
to
I
me.
was saying, especially with
Let's
these
see.
thunderstorms, with this line of
No.
storms, this system,
Yeah,
and
no,
you
come on,
guys are
definitely
showing
have
it
me,
really well, especially
audio.
how it's coming
But
across
if
the
everybody else
Mississippi
can
Valley.
hear Alicia, go for it. I definitely am super excited to hear more from her. I'm working on it. Just one moment. You got this, girl. Keep
Okay,
going.
sure. You tell me when. You can tell me when to stop. And I'm glad that you're tracking the system, by the way, because I know it's the Tennessee Valley and the Mississippi Valley is really where the system of storms is just moving its way on through. And the reason why I wanted to pop in here is because I know a lot of people. You can hear me? Yay! Now I can't hear you, but this is good. This is so good. This is so good. You can message me on Instagram if you have any questions, and I can answer from there. I can't hear you, but as long as you can hear me, that's fantastic. We'll just all love you. Love you.
Oh wait, I got it. Can you hear me
Yes.
now? We did it. I love you. Oh my God,
Erica,
girl,
you have
you
to
are one of my
clip
favorite
that.
meteorologists in the entire nation. Go for it. Tell
You
us
have
more.
to clip that. This is a first, and we got to save it for the both of us. I'm going to post that.
Oh my God, I will send this to you. You know what it is? Like I'm left here. Like sounds like I'm going into the studio, and then I went in without my CTO, and I got to tell you, my CTO happens to be a little too organized
That's
for me.
okay. Listen,
there was a reason I had everything thrown out on the desk. Anyways, go
listen.
for it, girl. So you were
Today
telling us all
is
about this
just
heavy
off
rain.
the
I
cuff.
saw it.
I saw your live, and I love what you guys are doing. And I tell people all the time that you guys have just like the best stuff. And like I was telling them, you and I have been following each other for years. You're like my sister on here. And I try to tell people how to pronounce my name too, Erica, because it's Alicia. Alicia. They always do like Alicia, and I know everybody does that in her.
That's what I always say, Alicia, but I think I'm saying it. I talk fast.
But that's okay. No, you're perfect. That's okay. But I really wanted to hop in here because I wanted you guys to see, and now it's starting to slack up. How this system is really moving its way on through, because I know on everybody's radar it's probably not showing it, but it's a lot of rain right now in Charlotte, North Carolina. And see, right now, like literally right now,
Look, I'm pulling it right. I'm right over
right
you. Radar's
okay,
right over
perfect. Okay, good. I think I can see it a little bit, which it looks accurate. Yeah. So consistent rainfall. Yeah, it
Okay,
does.
good.
It does. Yeah, that's accurate. So what I want to show right now is my back camera. So now things are starting to slack up. But I actually had to wait out this because it was just too much. See, now it's not as bad. And we can even, by us being meteorologists, we can look at the clouds and tell that this is going to clear up just a little bit. But it's enough rain for us here in Charlotte specifically to cause some minor flooding, especially some runoff on the road.
Whoa.
Because a lot of people don't know that.
What are your winds like right now? Wow, Alicia, what are your winds like? Because I'm seeing a little bit of a convergence right over Charlotte with that front.
You know what? I don't. Let me see. I have to check. Let me look at some models because I just ran in the car, so I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah, look at that. I'm going wide. If you can see this, I'm going wide for you. I mean, tomorrow. This was impromptu, but look at the front.
Let me see the front. I was trying to check. So right now our winds are supposed to be coming from the north, but let me see here. Still. Let me look at your.
You guys are about to get dumped on right now, even more. Wow.
And see,
there
that's
it is.
why I'm gonna take off and go ahead and try to get to my second place. Okay, perfect. Let me see if you zoom in on. Oh, look. Okay, now.
Look, that's. Yep.
And
it's coming.
It is coming. And you see now.
Look at it.
What I want to point out too, it looks like on the western side. Is that it was some type of, it wasn't a warning. What was it on the opposite side?
Were you going? Okay, so let's pull this off quickly. We had to the west. We had severe thunderstorm watch, right? In the pink, and it's everything is migrating eastward, right? Which is where that's the front.
And that is correct. And that is correct. And the thing is, and right now I can tell by stepping outside that it could be probably a northern wind, and it is really cold, and it's that cold rain, and it's really chilly outside. And see, it was a lot warmer just a couple of days ago. And so now with this system, it kind of looks like a trailing stratiform, but not really. But with this system moving its way on through, and I'm honestly just looking at Weather Co-op right now. I'm just looking at you guys' graphics of what you have here.
I just popped on the clouds. You just mentioned
Yep.
clouds, so I just
And it
popped
is
back
for
the
cloud.
satellite, which would be
Yes.
interesting. And
I'm looking at
I'll give you a tilt on that really quickly as you're talking.
yes.
Go for
And
it.
while I'm looking at it, you guys are really, really good and really, really precise. And if we can get just a little bit closer, I'm pretty sure my face is so close to the camera. I'm sorry. This is what we love doing. This is
Let
my
me go a little
thing.
bit closer. Okay, I'm gonna untilt it just a
There
bit,
you
and I'm
go.
gonna come in
Perfect.
closer.
So
Okay,
no, that's
is that
yes,
perfect?
no, that's
Okay, you want cloud? You want satellite or no
you know
satellite?
what? You're good. We could, if you want to put on cellar, it's fine.
Okay,
But either way, it's fine. So I love seeing this. Okay, so this is pretty much accurate, and the way that the winds are coming in is correct and it's spot on. And by this system moving its way on through, and even looking at you guys' radar, it is going to dump more rain. But the main thing that I want to focus on right now, especially for people who are located in Charlotte, North Carolina, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Greenville, I would say as well, maybe even a little bit of Raleigh, is the fact that the rain total with this, and it's probably surprising. I'm gonna tell you that. And even when people are watching the weather app, and I like to tell my family here, sometimes the weather apps can be a little bit inconsistent, which is why I like to look at models. They had this system coming in a lot later. But of course, we know how to look at the clouds, and we know, and I'm glad you asked about the winds, and we know how to determine from a wind direction, right, how severe the storm is going to be. Now, I'm going to say this. I don't think that any severe, like any, let me look outside. I wouldn't say lightning would be really, really bad here in Charlotte with this storm right now. Honestly, no. But what it's going to be is, I would say, consistent rain, at least going up until about 7 o'clock.
yes.
Or
Okay.
even, or maybe 8 o'clock is pushing it. 8 o'clock is pushing it. But
It's going right towards Raleigh. You just said Raleigh. It's headed that way. Look at it. It's going in that direction.
There you go. And I felt it would, and it is a cold front for sure.
Look at that front, and you just said it. So, Alicia Ray, meteorologist. We're gonna drop everything in there. We're gonna drop everything into all of our platforms. I mean, look, Alicia, I gotta tell you for your support. I just want to let you know, over the last 90 days, Weather Co-op has had over 5 million interactions because of the help of people like you, meteorologists, who've been supporting me since I left Legacy Media. I don't agree with the way they function and the way they work, and I don't like their timing and all the.
Talk about that one day too. Yep, that's another
live.
It's
not a lie. So, and this will be going up onto our Instagram as well. So, and our YouTube. But you're right, because look, you just mentioned Greensboro, Charlotte, Raleigh. You're talking about all the cold air. Look what's happening. What about places like my concern? I'd say maybe a little bit farther south. Look what's happening in Columbia. Look just north. Okay, so we go
and I'm glad you mentioned that.
You just said South Carolina, right? You just said it.
I'm actually right now, currently, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm in between Charlotte and Atlanta, but I have family here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I have a place here in Charlotte. And I come here very often, and I actually took a meeting today, right? I took a meeting today, and the rain came in right at the time that I forecasted. But that's why I was mentioning, you have to make sure that you're watching not only these systems and watching different models if you are looking at a weather app. But you guys have really, really great footage here, and I'm glad you're talking about it. So I just want to mention Columbia, South Carolina, just a little bit. So they will probably get the most activity from this system that could potentially, if not already, I don't know what that is showing, just I can barely see it. They will probably get, I would say, the severe type of stuff. Now, not saying Charlotte won't, right? I'm not saying that it won't. But let me see. Let me just go by the
So look what we're getting. So we just got a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service for northern and southern Lancaster counties, right? We've got Newbury. So, right. And so we have a strong line of storms, right, which we talked about. You just talked about the strong line of storms. So that's that frontal boundary, which will impact Fairfield counties, Lancaster counties, and parts of Newberry counties.
I would agree with that. Right, I would agree with that. Yep. And that is in South Carolina. That is in South Carolina. Yep. And I have relatives in South Carolina, and I would agree with that. Wow. And that's why it's very important. We always tell people to be weather aware, because especially in certain areas in South Carolina, they can be very, very rural.
Yes,
And
and here, very rural. And I
yeah,
love that you said that because that really
yeah.
is one of the situations. And I think that's one of the situations that we had, like with North Carolina and the lack of concern, a couple months ago with the hurricanes. I think that we're now starting to appreciate it. But, you and I doing this in real time and really going with our OTT platform, and, we all of this is coming out soon enough. A lot of it is, how picky you and I can be. And I
Yeah.
think, like, one of the things that I can talk about very quickly while we talk about this situation is that I think there's a lot more pressure put on us as meteorologists who are women. I think we just have to be a lot more accurate. And darn it, I think
Yeah.
we are. Look, we're tracking those storm cells
We
moving
are.
right through Georgia. Look at
We
this.
are. We are. And that's why I hopped on, because I think I said that earlier about Georgia. I don't know if I messaged it or what, but Georgia will be getting a good bit too. And looks like boom. And
Look at
there it
that.
is. See, I knew that
Look
about
at
the
that.
severe
You've got
weather. I knew
three
that.
strong storms. You've got
I knew that.
Murrayville, Higdon, and
Yes.
Lafayette.
But it just makes me, oh my gosh, girl, as a
You know
meteorologist,
you're
you
good
get
though.
excited, but
See,
then
this
you're
is
like,
because
I
you're
don't want it to
good.
harm people.
Do
Right.
you think? Let me tell you something. Do you think I would actually send there's only like 2 or 3 meteorologists. I had Rick Dickard on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
There's a couple other meteorologists, but I was like, I have been pining for Alicia for quite some time. I'm like, I want her to
Thank
join
you.
with her. Come on.
Oh, girl,
Just
I
like, I
love you.
want her to go
I love you.
on.
Girl, listen, you never know what's down the pipeline, okay?
We have
We
been, and
are.
I've been watching all of the stuff that you're doing as it impacts the environment, because that's a big
Thank
part
you.
of it. That
And I love
that
that because you
you
have a
have touched my
sustainability
heart with this.
background. Thank you so
Yes.
much. So much. So much. And
Oh,
I love, just to share that with people too really quickly. I know we have to cover severe weather, but I love advocating for, EJ, environmental justice, and of course sustainability and everything like that, especially climate change. And as we look at these storms, and we're ahead of hurricane season right now, but I want people to really understand that climate change plays a role in that. Right, especially
absolutely.
with sea level rising and all that stuff. But I just want to mention this too, because I know you were talking about Georgia, and we have that up right now. And it made me excited because I knew that this would probably happen.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people who are in these small and rural areas that were hit by the hurricane are still looking pretty bad out there. And I have family
Wow.
members in Georgia where areas were destroyed, and it
Uh-huh.
took a long time for FEMA to come in, and they felt as if they were getting looked over, and that people didn't even know what was happening and how destructive it was. I didn't even go back home because I didn't even want to see it, because I knew it would break my heart, because I knew what was going on. I had to forecast all this stuff in Atlanta and be in Charlotte. And when I went back home and saw it, you guys, it was horrific. So I just say that to say there's some areas, or people who are located in really rural areas, they still don't have the proper, I say quote unquote, infrastructure, or the proper presentation right now.
Right.
So
Technology, anything really, probably.
anything to really handle sometimes getting hit by
You nailed it.
severe weather
Infrastructure.
more than once. Exactly.
But you're absolutely right. And I think, look, we're getting rotation. We've got some rotation. Okay.
I love this.
So right around Rock Spring, Chickamauga.
I can't see it.
So okay, so Boynton, Trenton,
Okay.
Kensington, Rock Spring.
Yeah.
Okay, so right in this area.
That's
Can you
closer
see-
to that's the upper part of
Yep. Did you see that? We have some
I do.
rotation here. Okay, so as of now, all we have is a severe thunderstorm warning. Not that all we have, but of course we'll be watching for the potential. I don't see, to your point, and you mentioned this earlier, a lot of times people think like, oh, this might, no, I don't see this going tornadic like you were saying. I don't see, but you do see the potential for that wind damage and for a lot of rain anyhow, which is just as dangerous as we've seen in the past. Like that, you don't need a tornado to cause a lot of damage.
You absolutely don't. And especially in Georgia, you don't. And when it's getting close to Alabama and things like that, and people who are from Alabama, they kind of know this.
Yeah.
And you guys know about derechos too.
Yeah.
And really strong winds, but really even having very strong winds, that's like you were saying, that's detrimental. But like people in Charlotte, even if the ground soil is so saturated, right? And
Right.
you have all that runoff, that can be bad in itself.
Oh, Rock Spring, Georgia. Sorry,
Rock
that's the
Spring,
area.
Georgia. Okay,
that's the area for like the close enough to the location of the rotation. See that?
Rotation. Okay, good. And
sorry,
I'm
but you said runoff. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's
no, that's okay. I was just saying that places in Charlotte, They don't get tornadoes all the time in Charlotte proper, but it does happen. But the thing is, you got to be weather aware because of the saturated soil and the runoff that's here in Charlotte too. And then even in Georgia, know that area well, they do get a lot of lightning and severe thunderstorms depending upon where they're located too. But the flooding, they have to be aware of that as well. And then what you're looking at now is the upper part, it looks like, of Georgia when you zoomed into.
Mm-hmm.
And it is
the
mountains
northwestern
near
pocket.
that area too in North Georgia. And everybody knows about the mountains in North Georgia. They're beautiful.
Oh
I
yeah.
actually did a story on that and how sorghum syrup is actually made in North Georgia. So I'm glad you're zooming in. It looks like it's starting to try to fizzle out just a little bit. Which is
And you know
good.
what though? I think that's one of the things, like whenever it's time to go chasing, I never hit the Blue Ridge area. I just don't. That's always it's very dangerous. And it's exactly what you're saying. It's super dense. Okay, now it's fizzling out just a little bit, which we knew, you know, as Alicia just said, this wasn't going to go tornadic. We didn't see any couplets. We didn't see anything else. But again, is there enough danger there for things like hail, a lot of derecho? Could we see anything else? Yeah. And this is why, look, it's all the way through Kentucky up into Indiana, Illinois. You guys are starting to get some, you know, action as well. Missouri had some action. But I want to show you something else really, really important to me. And I want you to talk about this because, Alicia, this is a lot of times when people are doing these forecasts, and this is when I get super meticulous. We got to go 500 millibar for wind.
Oh, let's go. You going 500?
See what happened?
Are you about to do that?
I'm right here. I'm in there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Let me see if I can go a little bit.
500 millibar level. That's one of my favorites.
Yes. I can go.
I can see it a little bit. Yeah. It look. Let me see. I can see it a little, but that's okay. You can describe it. Looks like I see it. Am I seeing some red? Is that upper level divergence towards the west?
You're starting to see, right? So there you go. So you have like your amplification and deepening in the intervals. And that's really the bigger problem with what we're seeing in this particular area. And you can actually see where, you know, you get your amplification, right? Where you get your, possibly what we're seeing there is like that embedded jet stream coming in and up and around. But yeah, this makes sense. And this is a beautiful setup right now. And I think it's important that you're talking about this in real time in this location. This is just, I'm blown away by this.
Yes. And a lot of people don't know. So when we look at the upper levels, you guys were looking for upper level divergence, upper level convergence, because it's going to tell us what's happening. I'm sorry, these people beside me. It's going to tell us what's going to be happening at the surface. So when Erica and I are looking at these things, and when she's showing you guys this, and if she's seeing, we got a little bit of lightning, not cloud to ground though over here. Okay. If she's talking about the upper level divergence, and she's talking about confluence, all that stuff. So when we show these models, we're looking at the upper levels to kind of determine what's happening at the bottom, right? And often, I don't know if you guys hear that. That's a little bit of thunder.
Wait a minute. I have a question for you. Hold on really quickly, Alicia. So I just got a comment from Issimi for you. The cuts to NOAA don't help. Do they mean, what cuts do they mean? I don't understand.
NOAA?
The cuts to NOAA don't help? I lost you a little bit.
I don't know.
Okay,
so cuts to NOAA? I
think, okay, so somebody that's on here right now watching thinks that when we talked about legacy media not dealing with it and going OTT. No.
Oh,
we love NOAA. No, we love NOAA. We absolutely love NOAA. We're talking about legacy media. Difference. That's the difference. So this is Issimi for you. The cuts to NOAA don't help.
I think Erica, I got you, girl. You know what they're trying to say? They're trying to say, like, in addition to what we're talking about, the cuts with NOAA don't help. They don't help at all. You're right. They don't. It's horrific. You know, the cuts to NOAA don't help, and people who are
I don't think but I don't think that's what we were saying.
No, right?
No. We were, if anything, the cuts to legacy media.
Yeah, we were talking about something else, but
talking about legacy media. But we love NOAA. Yeah, NOAA does a lot.
And
of work.
I actually have friends that worked over there, and when that happened, they told me about all of that and how that was.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
the cuts to the employees.
The jobs. Yeah.
Alicia, hang on. I'm way off. The
cuts to the
employees.
No, you don't worry about it at all. Yes, they're talking about in addition to what we're saying, like the cuts at NOAA, they don't help. Like, that's not good. And they're right. It's not.
They are right. You know, but this is why Alicia and I have been talking about things like this for a long time. And, you know, it doesn't help. But what we're seeing right now is, thank you for pointing. I was like, wait, I'm so clueless about this.
Okay.
I was like, what are they talking about? And they meant the cuts to the employees.
To
Isn't
the
it for
employees,
you?
exactly.
Listen me for you. This is why I try to tell everybody. I promise you this, and this is a true story. I
Yes.
once promised my husband I'd boil an egg for him and send it off to him for work. I forgot to boil the egg. I am weather focused only. As you know me.
No, I love it. Okay. No, girl,
Thank you,
you know
darling.
what? That's why it's so. Listen, I love being on here. I'm actually having a lot of fun, and I'm waiting out the storm now. So keep on talking. It's okay. It is okay. No, that's hilarious.
I love it. I love it.
Well, he
I
can
love
boil
it.
it himself. It's okay. But they're right. And just a little side note story to that. I had a lot of and like you were saying, I'm in a lot of meetings and meeting with a lot of people with sustainability. I just had a meeting with someone today who creates organic products for dogs. However, well, food, I should say. I had a really great friend or a couple of friends who work at NOAA. And I was reaching out to them and I was going to do some a story with them. And they ended up emailing me back like, Alicia, we were working on it and we were getting these people for you. But the cuts just came in. And you have people who are forced into retirement, which is amazing if you can. And I hate to say that's amazing, but at least you know that you're able to retire for some people instead of the others who are getting laid off, right? And don't know what's going to happen next. And I was just speaking with someone yesterday who works for it's on the climate side of things, and people are afraid. They're like, what's going to happen? And you go to school to be a scientist, to work in science and all this other stuff, and it's a level of prestige that you take, right? Because we're out here and we're not doctors, but we could go to school to be a doctor if we went through all the classes that we take, but we're out here saving lives, right? So it's very important to have people in these spaces with NOAA, even people who work for FEMA, who are out there on the ground, boots on the ground, helping these people, getting them water, getting them whatever they need, and people like us who are actually following these storms, tracking these storms, because we're trying to save you, right?
Absolutely. And if you listen to what Alicia was saying, she was ahead of the storm. So I'm forecasting in the Tennessee Valley. I'm in the central Ohio Valley. I get a ping from Alicia telling me, no, the rain's it's coming towards North Carolina right now. And I'm here. And like literally minutes later, once we had our operational directions issue here, production, she just went off. And honestly, it is consistent with the exact forecast she's talking about right now. And talking about, I mean, and we'll go back to our environment situation, but with NOAA, you're right. But I got to tell you, there's a part of me that says there is a level of need. I think one of the things that's happened in meteorology over the past several years, it has become a little bit salacious. It has become a little bit like more like heavy media driven. It's a science. I'm sorry. Even I have my CBM. You had your CBM. It's not about that. Okay. So we're qualified. We have like graduate degrees, but it has become
no CBM. I didn't because of certain reasons. Yeah.
Okay, but still, okay, you have your BS in meteorology.
Oh, I got everything. Master's, all that 3 degrees.
Master's in meteorology.
Yeah, I have certified in climate change.
I'm gonna agree with you. All that stuff. Alicia, I'm sorry, but this is science. Yeah. This is not TV playtime fun anymore. This is science. Now, do I have to deliver it to you like one of my nuns from Catholic school?
No, you're right. It is science. Like, and I want to touch back on the thing that you were talking about by us being women in the field, right? Yes. And having to feel as though we have to overprove that we're, and the good thing about it is in my work and in my forecasts were always accurate. But when I would go and work behind the scenes, I even had someone that would try to manipulate my graphics to make it seem as if I was wrong. Right? Or tell me I was wrong.
Gosh, that never happened to me.
Yeah. And so you have and you have to watch, because it's like, okay, well, she's doing so good, she's right all the time. Let's go. And because you have to make sure all that stuff is set to go up on air. And so if something is wrong or someone goes in there and tries to change something, it makes it look like the mistake is on you. But like I said, that's for a different hour. But I do get that.
Can I tell you, can that please be an hour? And I'm going to tell you why. Even though, and I would have to have my CEO probably kill me. But I'll tell you what, I don't think he minds, because he was my angel investor. He's my co-founder. And most founders will say they want to maintain CEO. Not me. I was like you. I need a CEO. I would explain to him, and my CTO, who happens to be my husband as well, he
Yes.
is.
I remember you guys got married.
Right, I'm married almost
Yeah.
5 years. It's so weird.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, I think it's very important to know. I was just talking to women and women in a group that we have here in Beverly Hills, and I'm in Santa Monica, but in Beverly Hills, there's a women business network. A lot of women have felt for so long that part of it is a problem. But in meteorology, as a woman, and oftentimes it's other women, you would find out. You would come in there, you'd be like, "That's not my forecast. Like, what is that?" And honestly, after so long, you can only take it and understand like what's the risk. I saw when you and I both
right there
got the memo.
You can
at the
only
same
take
time.
it but so long. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to cut you off. What were you saying, Erica?
Oh no, I said that you and I both got the memo at the same time, and it just wasn't worth it to me because I was looking at the ratings and I was like, let me tell you, on TikTok, people get more viewers alone than on legacy media.
Girl, tell me about it. And the thing is, especially when you know your worth,
yes,
and you know you're good. And like I said, you and I, we have all the degrees, all the accolades for it. I even done science research, all of this stuff. It's like, you know what? Who would not want that? And not saying they didn't want us on the team. They loved us on the team and all this stuff. We brought the numbers and everything. But why would you want to mistreat people?
Yeah.
Right.
And it became about that. It became more of like I think for me, like you're saying with the science, it just became more of a show and less of the science. And look, right now, you just pegged as that cold front is continuing. It's getting to Raleigh right now. And look, you've got a storm cell moving towards you. You got 4 storm cells. So 3 are moving into North Carolina right now. Wow, these guys are quite moving towards Asheville. Asheville.
That I'm getting so close. Yeah, I'm like, you know, when I look back at this, I'm pretty sure people are going to be up my nose, but that's so true. Right. And that's exactly what we were talking about.
About what?
With the storm here.
Yeah, you were on it.
And the sales that you're talking about. Thank you. I just love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yes. Babe, you got this. You nailed it. You were talking about everything progressing. And look at what's happening. What's happening in South Carolina? We're getting those alerts. Now they're not saying they're Doppler indicated, but they're definitely saying this is a special weather statement issued by the National Weather Service in the beige here. That's just saying that let's be aware because that frontal boundary could very well. The cold front is nasty. They come in, they just like to bully their way through the atmosphere, and so that's exactly what Alicia's saying. And look, she's talking about Raleigh. Look at this. There you go. It's happening.
Boom.
Wow. See? Yep. Look at it. Right there. You pegged it. You pegged it half an hour ago.
Girl, from the car, okay?
You know, I'm
listen,
downloading this.
Using weather audio. No, and listen, it's you guys too. Utilizing the radar from Weather Co-op, my knowledge and everything else all combined.
Yes.
We did it. That's how we get the job done.
Yes, I love it. And we did it together. Look at this. Hillsboro, Asheboro, Greensboro. You called it. Look, Greensboro is getting dumped on right now.
And Durham. I really want to look at, and I'm going to look at the totals from this storm here that we have here in Charlotte. Because it's just pretty consistent.
Your totals are like, I was looking at, I want to say it was in Indiana too. I think I was somewhere in Indiana. I don't remember what town it was. I'll have to look back at this. But they were pushing 12 inches per hour.
Woo!
I mean,
yeah.
And what I found interesting is I didn't see any flood watches in and around issued, so I don't know why that didn't happen. I was looking a little, but I mean, we issued it here. I didn't see it there, so I thought that was interesting. But yeah, Raleigh right now, you guys are about to get a pounding. You guys are getting the back edge of that right there. Moving, look at that through Charlotte, Greensboro. Yep, look at that. They're getting a nice pocket right there of rain, and that's it. Look, gearing up for Raleigh. Wow, yeah.
Yep, and it's been pretty consistent, and it most certainly is a cold front coming through because you can even feel it and look at. I'm gonna look at the clouds.
Let me get those clouds.
Yeah,
back up for you.
Yeah.
Satellite back on.
Exactly. Gotta look at the clouds. Look at the little light. Turn it on.
So you're so cute. I know. I'm all like satellite. See, that's what I think. There's a lot of times people are like, well, I'm like, we don't need the satellite right now because clearly we know there's rain, so there's got to be some clouds. But in this case, Alicia has to give us a really good. The reason she's looking for this, and let me, if it's okay, if I can speak on your behalf, is that she's looking for the leading edge of the front, right, or the back edge. So, like, if they're in Raleigh right now, she's going to be looking for the leading edge. So, right now, her being in Charlotte, she's looking for the back side, so she knows where it is, right? I don't know. There you go. Explain more.
Exactly. No. I think you nailed. I think that's the best way of explaining it for everybody to understand. So yeah, you said it. No, that's perfect. I don't think I even
Oh
need
my.
to add. I don't even need to add to that.
Oh wait,
No.
somebody just asked legacies on shaky ground. I'm loving who is Isami for you? Because you're gonna have to be on the next episode. That okay, like an atmospheric river and SoCal, right? And that's a whole nother problem I take umbrage with that terminology of atmospheric river.
Yeah.
If I hear it, it's like when they talk about polar vortex or like
Yeah.
it's like sometimes
Yeah.
there are just some things Isami for you. As Alicia and I speak, that we're just like, oh God, give us more information than just that. Like, because there are so many types of like, is it a they'll refer to it as a pineapple express. We've
I
got
know,
rotation.
right?
We've got rotation.
We got some
entering.
rotation. Okay, good.
Yep. Okay, let's go. We've got rotation.
Well, not good. I mean, I want you guys to be safe, but as a meteorologist, we
okay,
like
very clear. Alicia,
yeah.
like me, is a straight up operational meteorologist. When we
Yeah.
say good, it's like, okay, good, we got eyes on it.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Not good.
I'm not
like,
saying it's good that it's harming. No, I'm not saying that at
no,
all.
not at all.
But it's just nailing it in our mind as scientists and stuff. It's like nailing what we expected to happen, and now we're gonna zoom in on it. We're gonna tell you guys about it. We're gonna explain this and be on it.
Calhoun, right around Calhoun, Riceville, Tennessee.
Okay. Ooh, I had a feeling. I had a feeling, especially with this storm moving through. Let's see there.
Wow. Okay, so that storm cell is now approaching Valleytown.
Okay.
Valleytown. Let's see, where are we? Shelby's getting the back edge of the storm. I mean, there's a couple other pockets.
Shelby in are you talking about in Tennessee?
No, Shelby now in North Carolina. Sorry,
in North Carolina. Okay, no, that's okay.
I went eastward.
In North Carolina.
Look at that convergence. Oh my God, the convergence zone is like right over. You're like Greensboro. Did I see Durham?
Oh, if you saw Durham. Let's see, what is that?
Durham.
I know.
Burlington. Yeah, just approaching Durham right now.
Oh my. Yes, and that's what let me see. Let me look at it.
I just removed
That's exactly what we're talking about. I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're definitely seeing a lot of let me go ahead and pop up.
And you know what? One thing that I want to mention, this is just like on the human aspect of it. If we look right now, I know you're on the West Coast, but here on the East Coast, let's talk about the time, right? So it's 10 minutes after 6. So it's 6:10 right now. And a lot of people get off of work, especially like the people who are in Charlotte. It's really around that 5 o'clock hour that they have pretty consistent traffic. It's actually a little bit more traffic around 5 to 6 than it is around 6 to 6:30. But still, most people are still in traffic around this time. And you have this system that's moving through that was probably not expected by some people, right? It just depends. And I also want to talk, and the reason why I say I'm talking about this on the human aspect, because we have to think about the social climate now where everything is on social media. Some people just get bombarded too much with news. And so they tune out, right? I'm getting that a lot. They tune out. So some people may not even know that this storm is, well, they probably know, okay, it's going to be raining. Maybe like for instance, the app today said 40% chance of rain. And they had it coming in a lot later. Exactly. Some people don't even know what that means. There you go. And then it's coming in a lot later. Right. And they had it all the way up. It was pretty good. And then they had at 6 o'clock. Boom, that's where we're getting the rain. Okay, the rain came, the front moved, it came a little bit earlier. So if you're planning your day according to the app, or you don't know that the app could possibly change, I'm not just beating down on apps, I'm just saying that you want to remain weather aware. But a lot of times today, people are not looking at the news. Even sometimes they may turn off their phone, just not.
I wouldn't be watching the news either. No offense, like I said.
Exactly. So I'm happy that you're doing this live because, hey, some people are on social media at certain times, and sometimes some people just flip the phone over. But it's better. You're contacting us at the palm of our hands.
It's in the palm of our hands, and like you said, 98%. Well, 98%, just over 98%. The last numbers I looked at of the world has some kind of handheld digital product. Yep. So yeah, they're capable of getting this once they download the app. And I think I've mentioned this to you before. The delays that we've had in putting the actual app out were things like, me personally, I need to know my numbers. I'm not going out there as a
Exactly.
woman, as a woman of color, going out there with a brand new piece of technology, talking about
Right.
that's not how it works. It's not. It doesn't work like that because because I feel like they came very hard for Mayor Bass, and I was like, why are they coming just for her? I don't think that's
Just for
cool.
her.
Just
Exactly.
for her.
Just
I
for
was like,
her.
she didn't like it was somebody's job to get her that information. She's the mayor of a whole huge
Thank you.
area. She's like,
Thank
oh,
you.
I'm the mayor of LA. Did
Right.
somebody give me that information? It's different for me to say. It was just like what you said, 40% chance of rain later today. What the hell does that mean? Like, okay,
What
so
does that mean?
okay, so did somebody say to the mayor, no, that Santa Ana wind is serious. We know we get a lot of events, but this one in particular is one that you'll have to keep your phone on. Just keep it
Exactly.
on. You can go travel, but if something happens, you got to come right back. Did somebody really give her that information like that? No, I don't think so.
No,
Am I wrong?
No, you're not, because if they did, then they didn't do a good job at it. And so and that brings us all back to even what the person who was commenting, what they mentioned was, you know what, it does not make it any better with the cuts that happened to Noah, because people need people that can communicate what's going on. She's not a meteorologist. No matter what you believe politically or whatever,
she's not a meteorologist.
Right. We have to think about what we do. We communicate what's happening out there on the ground, because we know what's happening aloft. We know what's happening at the surface. We also, by us being in broadcast, we know how to communicate that, because we had to go to school for this. We know how to communicate that on the level where people can understand, right?
Yes.
See, people don't understand what we're looking at. It's a lot of knowledge that's going on.
If Mayor Bass was with us right now, and it was right, because what happened, we would have been like, let me tell you, okay, you could go on your trip, but keep your phone on and just make sure you stay close. Or maybe just put that off for 2 more days, girl.
I'm laughing for real.
We would tell her the real deal.
Exactly. And right now, guys, we're talking about this as we are still looking at these systems. Now, if it was like a tornado coming through, we wouldn't be talking the whole entire time.
No. But we got to keep it we got to keep it interesting. Okay, so so back to your storm cell, Charlotte. You're getting the back edge of that, right? Yep. We're now headed towards Raleigh, and then here's your storm cell right here. This is the one that we saw. It's not worn. There's no rotation. It's just crossing over. It's going from Tennessee, moving towards Revere, North Carolina. Right, it looks like. Yep, it's moving. It's Del Rio, Tennessee. It looks like it's moving in that direction eastward. Grassy Creek, Charlotte. That's all your area there. The reports that we have had, as we, in fact, this is something you just mentioned earlier, a couple of minutes ago, was that the impact doesn't have to be like a tornado. We're seeing hail reports. Look at that. 1 inch in diameter. Hail report, 1 inch in diameter.
Yep.
Oh, we just talked about it. Chickamauga, Georgia, Walker County. That updraft that we're seeing, that rotation.
Yep. And we mentioned that hail will probably be possible, even especially of course, the Tennessee Valley and Mississippi Valley. Okay, yeah, hail could probably be possible. Even here in Charlotte, that could have been a potential, but no. Right. That was low on the risk. What we're getting is what I expected, but I like how you have that up there and you're showing that, because that's exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, see, you were talking. Let's see who else. Another situation with hail size. Okay, we got wind reports, damage, thunderstorm wind damage in Perry County, Tennessee. This was by a train spotter. Going back to what Alicia was saying about Noah, these are Skywarn train spotters, which I know Alicia,
I used to be a spotter.
Right? Yeah. Right, and then so several trees down on Jones Hollow Road in Lobelville. That's the city. Perry County, Tennessee. Okay. So these are just over the past hour. Okay. So we've got a lot going on. And I think you talked about Alabama as well. Another report here. Hail 1 inch in diameter in Altala, Alabama. And this is Etowah County, Alabama. So 1 inch in diameter. And this is what a train spotter reported. So as we said, I'm going to go ahead and pause this quickly, this radar, and leave it to right now, because what we're going to do is exactly what Alicia was saying, that the concern sometimes isn't anything like maybe like you might think like a tornado, but wow, we're getting some major reports here of hail, wind gusts, a thunderstorm wind gust damage reported by Mesonet in Ohio County, Kentucky. So these are some major situations that we have going on. And now there's your front. Look, your front is right over. Look at this. It's almost right towards Raleigh. Right Raleigh. Whoa.
See?
Yep, there you go.
Look at us. I'm telling you, and this is, and I don't know who was tuning into the live, and I'm pretty sure they'll see it later too. But we were talking about this stuff. And that's why, even going back to the mayor in California, the thing is, like I was saying, we need people like us, because this is what we were talking about the whole entire time, even before these storms moved in any particular direction. Like I was saying, like it was coming to Raleigh. You remember I said that well before it was there. And now it's there. It's all about communicating that and having the language. We have the background to where we're able to communicate that to the people to where it doesn't sound sciencey. And y'all, that can be really complicated to do. We had to go to school for that, because the stuff that we're talking about is some heavy stuff. But we're so good, Erica. We're so good. We can talk about, seriously, we're so good. We can talk about what's going on in California, the mayor, and talk about, okay, people in Beverly Hills. And I can say right now, okay, I did a little arts and crafts on my nails before I go and get my nails done, because we know what we're talking about. So we know how to look at the systems, go back and forth, have conversation. And this stuff is so serious. It's not, and we're taking it seriously, and we're still preparing the people while also having good conversation. And people don't understand the skill set that you have to have for that.
It is it isn't at the end of the world if you're not given the information like that. Like, I do not believe they gave her, I really don't. And I just think that right now, it's like what you're saying. It's like right now I can go do my nails, do this, do that. But I spent, you spent 8 years of your life, however many years of your life studying. I mean, I know just
8 years plus.
It took me 5 years. Never mind.
Right, I'm telling you. And I say 8 years plus because it also in the industry doing it real time, right?
Yeah.
Storm chasing, storm tracking. And I used to build out models with Baron there that they featured at NAB when I had that whatever. And that's how I know you guys are so great. Weather Co-op is just so good. And the technology that you guys have is fantastic. So I keep on talking about you guys because it really is good.
See, I'm crying over here. Don't you make me? This is not waterproof. Don't you make me cry? Don't you make me cry?
It's okay.
Because it means a lot to us, guys. It means a lot to us at home when you're watching. We're looking at all the platforms. So Alicia can't see all the platforms I have up. I'm pulled up across a lot of platforms here. And it's because of the work that an operational meteorologist like Alicia, who has this experience, who has boots on the ground, who understands how to communicate. This is about where weather meets community. She was at the weather. She was right there. And then it comes towards the community. She's sitting in the community. She's in Charlotte, sees that weather headed right towards her. It was where the weather met her. And this is what we're saying. We're populating weather in a new and different, over the top way. And I'm excited that Alicia, I am beyond honored that you joined me today, because I have been bothering you for quite some time. Like, can you join me? Can you come on? Can you come on?
I know, and I've been wanting to. And I'm like, you know what? It was just divine time. It's like the perfect time, the perfect match.
It is.
Our schedules, we were just trying to get our schedules together to make our schedules meet. And I so happened to I said, I'm going to wait out this storm because I can tell how bad it is right now, just with this consistent rain and all that stuff. That's what I mean. I'm like, I'm not going to be driving through that right now. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like walking through it. And boom,
I'm so happy. And can I ask you something a little bit? I want to go off top. Well, it's not off topic because it's astronomy.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
No, that's okay.
So
I'm not the best in astronomy, but go for it.
Oh, no. Hold on. Me neither. Can I tell people? I'm like, dude, astronomy was hard.
Yeah, it was. That's a whole different animal. And people think meteorology was hard. But astronomy, to me, I'm like,
I was like, I can't calculate that far out in like zeros into eternity, or
not even, or I didn't want to.
I was
just good. I was just good.
That's great.
Going outside, looking at the stars, being naive like everybody else. So that was fun for me. So
at least you're honest. I'm all like, I was like, I can't figure it out. I'm like, how many?
And I'm okay with that because you're not going to take my fun away. I just want to go outside sometimes, look at the stars like a normal person. We're already meteorologists, so when we look at the storms, we're not looking at it like a normal person.
I know, damn it. It ruins it for us. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
But I have a question about astronomy. Wait, but Alicia, I have my astronomy question for you. A quick girl talk. Sure. I know you gotta go. But
no, it's okay. And I'm gonna actually show you guys what it looks like outside, because you're right, Erica. When you were saying, I was looking at the back edge of that, and I want people to know how spot on you were.
Go for it.
And then I'll get your strength. So I'm actually standing outside right now because I can. And like you were saying, we are people of color. So, girl, you know, with this hair here, I do not like it to get so
I love
I
you.
really don't.
I
really
love
don't.
you for
I'll
that.
spend some time in it, but look, and I
My girl.
make up everything. with
Alicia is
you.
risking her hair for you at home.
Exactly. And it's good. And it's only because, see, now it's not raining. And we were on here for a couple of hours. And I know my makeup probably looks melted and everything. But look, we could actually be out here, you know? Like, look how
Oh my God, I can't with you. You're
so
killing
it's
me
good.
right now.
It's good. So yes. So I want to have your question, then I'll take off. But I had so much fun. No,
Oh my
seriously,
God.
this was amazing for me.
So much fun. Thank you so much. We're like
Yes.
looking at Raleigh. I know. So Alicia's gonna have to get going soon. But and well, you know what? Well, now let's try to schedule this out. We've been talking about this for
Exactly.
quite
Then
some
I
time.
can be glam. I can look cute. I can be.
You are cute. Actually, I was about to ask you where you got your jacket because it's
thank
super. It's
Glad
super
you
cute.
asked, guys. No one else will have this one. This is actually thrift.
Okay.
Very great quality, really great brand.
Sustainable.
And this is actually a thrift find. Really great vintage quality. It's really, really good. And it washes well and everything. And I think it actually had a good label, like a recycling label or whatever. Was on
Upcycled.
it.
You upcycled it. Reloved it.
Oh, I did upcycle. Yeah, and I was trying to figure out the brand because it's really, really good, really high quality, and it's the best. But no one else has it. That's why I tell people to thrift and upcycle. Nobody has this baby. But go ahead.
I was gonna say because okay, so Saturday, you know, it's a full moon coming up, and it's the pink moon, and I love that you're wearing pink. I'm in pink. I've got my pink roses, but I never have roses in here. But one of the things I thought about, and I think I'd love to discuss this with you in the future, guys. Once again, we've got Alicia Ray. We've got all of her information. We're gonna pop this in there. This is the first time this was impromptu, but I think one of the things too is that, you know, one of the hardest parts for me over the past year, and I can be completely transparent, was that we were building out technology, and technology can oftentimes just be very aggressive and very masculine, but I do want to keep that feminine side. And it isn't until the past couple of weeks where I really, thanks to a lot of women who've been supporting me, you know, have been a lot softer, because I think as a founder in technology and in operational meteorology, you just a little bit harder on the masculine side. And I wanted to soften up this idea that I think women, you know, very feminine, softer women, this is a soft life as well. Am I wrong? How do you feel?
Oh, girl, I'm actually no. That was everything that you said was honestly really powerful. It really was. That's why I was like, ooh, because I'm actually happy that you said that. And I want to share something with you. When you started sharing that with me, is I actually had a man look at my content and all this other stuff, everything that I do with weather. And the very first thing, and I had him do this twice. So his expertise, you know, he's in marketing, all this other stuff. He told me, he said, it looks really good. He was like, it's feminine. It's feminine. And I'm like, why does he continue to say that it's feminine, right? And I told him one day, I said, you know what? I said, is that, well, I asked, I said, is that a problem for it to be so feminine? He was like, no. I said, my fear was by it being very feminine, that it would kind of deter or men wouldn't be able to connect with me. He was like, no, not at all. Let me tell you exactly what he said, right? Because I want to give kudos to some of the men who are conscious out here. He said he said, no, it doesn't turn us off at all. He said, we need more role models like you for our women, for our daughters. They need to see people like you. So they love to see it. I get a lot of men that actually DM me that's like, keep going, because I love to see this. They love the feminine aspect. Whereas when we were in this industry, you know, sometimes they would tell us, they'll tell women to wear suits, wear jackets. Don't show this, don't show skin. But the thing is, you can be classy and sexy at the same time.
Right.
And it's okay. And people need to be used to seeing that. We should not prepare ourselves or even where we're presenting the weather or where we're talking about the weather to present this as a man would in order for people to take you seriously. You should automatically, as human, me in this role, me with my accolades, me with the accuracy that I have by being accurate, you should already take me seriously.
Yes,
right?
Exactly.
Because of what I've shown you, right? So I love that. And I love that you said that, because it's okay for us to be feminine. Because in many times, in many ways, it's like we have to hide that.
Yes, I agree.
You know, like we have to hide it. Like you were saying, you want to wear pink. And see, even when on this live today, I'm like, you know what? And I hate this. We think about, like, if this is posted somewhere else, because you and I are having conversation and we're laughing and we're being light, people may say, "Oh, look at that
Oh,
women; they're not serious."
yeah, no, and we're very, and I would
Or they're
love
not-
for somebody to do the hydrostatic equation against us, because I bet you and I will both swipe them out with one karate kick, a mental
Ooh.
karate kick. We'll do a hydrostatic equation real quick. So yeah, I know. See, yes, yeah, I get hyped.
You
I'm like,
know?
come on.
And that's why I keep on
But
telling
you're
you,
right, because if
that.
this is taken out of context, you are correct. You're
Mhm.
right.
Well,
So you know what?
they intentionally want it to be taken out of context, because think about it, and this is where I challenge everyone, Erica.
Mm,
When you watch ESPN
mm.
or you're watching is it First Take or whatever, or if you anything on ESPN and they're talking about sports, are they always, is every conversation about sports specifically? No, it is not. But is their content not taken seriously when they go off cuff and not talk directly about sports, and when they make jokes? No, they're still, and I go ahead and answer that. They're still looking at that person like, oh, okay, they're a great analyst, they're doing a great job. We did the same exact thing, because
Yes.
it's our skill. We know how to talk about weather, and we also know how to have other conversations and get back to what's important, because
Absolutely.
our skill set is there.
Exactly.
So if watching something on ESPN, and I'm not going to act like I know all about sports, but the thing is, when I watch some people, some analysts, some sports analysts, I like the conversations that they have in between that could be a little bit off the cuff,
Right.
and they go back and relate it to sports, which is what we just did.
What
So
we-
it doesn't
yeah,
make me
exactly.
not take them as serious. So anybody that wants to come in and say, oh no, they're just laughing, talking, they're just chatting, no.
Yeah, if you want to parse this, you can. You know, so here, how about this? So I know you got to go real quick. So why don't we do this? So in case somebody feels like parsing this and taking this out of context, let's end on a scientific note, okay? So let's just do that. We can always go a little girly. We can always go a little feminine, a little whatever we want to do, a little pink. But we're going to go ahead and drop some quick knowledge, because as you mentioned before, this is our operational meteorologist and environmental expert, really, Alicia Ray, who's on the show today. We're so grateful to have her on with all of her years of experience, and we're going to drop all the information in, and I'm excited about what we have in store. But I want to quickly talk about this before you go, and then I'll let you go. I need your final thoughts
No,
here.
you're fine.
With
You're
our
fine.
surface winds, we are seeing a bit of a convergence just to the northwest of Raleigh. We're starting to see severe thunderstorm warnings that are starting to enter North Carolina eastward, going from Tennessee into North Carolina right now. And we're seeing that line, that frontal boundary now kind of hang a little bit and starting to sweep across Georgia eventually, South Carolina. And you're seeing a really strong amount or very strong decibels for the area of Greensboro and Raleigh, North Carolina. So scientifically, like I said, if anybody want to take it out of context, we're going to drop some science now. Let's talk about this area. What are your thoughts?
And we did that the whole entire time. We talked about everything. Like I said for Charlotte, and I'll even show here. I said that we would probably be fine close to 7:00. It is now 6:30. Mm-hmm. It is almost 7:00. I can drive because there's no more rain right now happening. And if I can step outside here, you can kind of see where, I don't want to say the sun is peeking through, but look, it's not as dark. Hold on, let's see here. And this is without showing my location. And now you hear the birds.
Oh, they're out.
You see what I'm saying? And this is what I was talking about. So that's some science for it. I said this, and you can kind of see the lights coming through. Not the lights from the light bulbs, guys. but that's what we were talking about. And I said, you know what? Around 8:00, we might not even be seeing this. And I said around 7:00, we'll probably be good in between that time. So we're good. We can still drive. Now, by looking at this system move its way on through, it is starting to die out. I wouldn't say that people can't get a sprinkle depending upon where they are around 8:00. You know what I mean? Or a little light shower. But right now, you kind of weathered the storm pretty much. If you're in Charlotte, you pretty much weathered the storm. Yeah, it's pretty much what we thought. And I said that no spin ups. I said the biggest concern will probably be, of course, we have to tell people, hail will be possible, but that was pretty low, right? But it was, the major thing was the rain.
Yes.
Consistent. Now it continues to fall consistently. And then if we have the saturated soil. So that's why I was like, I wanted to know the rain totals from this. But right now, I mean, I can
We'll
go
wait
on
till
to-
we'll wait till that's done, right? And then we'll come back with it. Because oftentimes, like, we can give them in real time, but we can also just give it that little extra time. Because, like you're saying, there might be some final sprinkles, and our thing is about accuracy. So even if we have to wait another couple of minutes and then
Mhm.
get those accurate numbers, I think what's important though is that you reached out to me and said, Erica, let's go. It's headed this way. And like you said, being ahead of the storm, being prepared. And I am so grateful because you, as an operational meteorologist, just showed the regular person who's watching, like anybody who's watching, and I don't say average because nobody's average. Everybody's beyond. Everybody's above average. But you see the people who are not meteorologists, you just showed them that you as an expert pulled over and you were not going to drive in that type of situation where you could put yourself on a flooded road. That turnaround, don't drown is real.
It's real because I knew better. I knew better.
Right. You're the expert.
I knew better. Even though people are probably made it home okay and they pushed their way through, I knew better. And I knew how that traffic would be, and I knew how some people would be driving, and
Right.
it's just not, it's not worth it, guys.
Mm-mm.
It's
It
not.
really isn't. I love that
No,
it's not worth it. No, it isn't.
it's not. And just a sidebar, small sidebar. A very close friend of mine, their husband actually hydroplaned in Les, and it was in Georgia, and the roads were just damp. So no, it's not worth it. So
It is not worth it at all. So with that, we will leave you right here with meteorologist Alicia Ray, who is also an environmental scientist, and we're going to drop all of her information in there. And I'm so happy this impromptu drop in meant so much to me. And I figured out my hearing situation here. Like I said, I've got a mess here on this side of things, but you know why. But I'm meteorologist Erica Martin, and this is Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. And if this episode didn't show you where weather meets community, I don't know what else will. And we are just so happy, and we're so honored to provide this information for you. You want to say anything else before we go?
I want to say thank you so much, and I'm glad I had this opportunity. It is a truly an honor, and I was very happy to be here. And honestly, it was a little bit of fun for me, and I hope we helped everybody who was watching, especially if they were watching from any of those locations that we mentioned. And I hope they had a little bit of fun too, to kind of take away the frantic, right? Because it could be a scary situation. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you so much, Erica, for the opportunity, and always just pinging me and like, hey, join me. Because today I was able.
You know me, I don't give up. I'm like, I'll come back. I always say to somebody, this is the one thing I tell people. I said, I have dyslexia when it comes to one word. No. I was like, you mean on? It's on later? Okay, it's on later. No, I don't get the word no. I'll be back. But Alicia, you never once said no. You were just always busy. So I'm just so excited. I'm so happy.
Not telling you no at all.
Thank you. Thank you, darling. So everybody have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. And of course, we'll keep you updated with what's happening over the weekend. And make sure you follow Alicia Ray. We'll pop all this information across all of the platforms. And we are just making sure everybody's safe, right?
Yes, Alicia Ray _ the meteorologist. You know, that one. Put that all up under there.
We're gonna put that on the. We're gonna put it everywhere. We're gonna give you. I'm sending you a copy of this too. All right.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night.
Bye, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, guys.